Good evening, and welcome to the climax of yet another spooky holiday season. I like nothing more than to round off this season with a good spooky story. Prepare to be spooked and startled by the most horrifying of tales. These are the CrappyPasta Chronicles. Our first story tonight is called Bad Boy. Me and my friend Jesse were out late in night, looking for trouble, as most people would call. We were just walking in a rich neighborhood when we saw some okay bikes just laying just inside the gate. So we choose to take them for a joyride. We started to race down the street when I saw something coming down the street. I did not see any headlights, but I figured it was a car. So I yelled, "Car!" down to Jesse as I got off the street to let it pass, but it never came. I just shrugged, thinking it just pulled into our house. So we kept on going. We saw a burger joint called Family Basket. We had some extra money, so we decided to get some fish and chips. As we were eating, I noticed a man with a hoodie pull over his face, but I could tell he was staring at me. And as soon as he saw me watching him, he just shook his head and walked out. 10 minutes later, when we walk out, I saw that the bikes that we stole were pop. I saw a note on the bike that I rode. I pick it up and put it in my pocket of my jacket, and I start to walk home. "Peace out, I'll see we later," I said to Jesse. As soon as I got home, I fell asleep, just to wake up to see some cops talking to my mom. "What's going on?" I asked my. "Is the one that told me, 'Your friend was killed last night. He was ripped apart and put in a box with his head on top of the box, with Bad Boy on his forehead in blood eye.' Do you know who would do this?" the cop asked. Yeah. There was this guy, and I told him everything. After I was done, I went for a walk. I put my hands in my pocket, and I felt something. I pulled it out. It was the note. All it said was, 'You're next.' I crumpled the note in my hand and started to run to my house when I saw the thing I saw last night, the thing that went as fast as a car. It stopped in front of me, stopping me in my place. It was the man with the hoodie. I back up. What do you want? You already killed Jesse," I said as I was starting to back up. The men started to pull back his hood. The right side of his face was torn to shreds, and the left side, his eyes was so shut. So was that side of his mouth. I screamed. I started to run. He jumped in front of me, stopping me, and then he grabbed my arm. He ripped it off in an easy pull. I tried to scream, but then he pulled my tongue out in a swipe. Then he'd made me eat it. I choke, but it went down. Then he poked my eyes out, dropped them on the ground, and stepped on me. Then he took the rest of my pieces off and put them in a box. Justin was later found in his mom's closet with "Bad Boy" written on his forehead. I hope that wasn't too scary for you. Jasper, it's just me. I was trying on my Halloween costume. You alright? Oh, no. The ghosts and skeletons are just here to advertise Surfshark VPN's features. Surfshark can protect you from malicious websites and uses encryption to protect your data. It can also help you bypass geo-restrictions on your favourite content, but I haven't put this one out yet. See, buddy? There's nothing to be afraid of. Our next story is titled, The Horror of Pencils. Yes, many of us have pencils. You, your friend, and I. I know that most people who read this also know that a lot of people like to use pen. I use pens, used to at least. That one memory of one of my pencil was lodged in my mind forever. I used to have a pencil that I named Penny. Yes, I named a pencil. But what do you expect? I was about 3 years old then. Anyways, back to the story. That pencil, I loved it so much until I put a name tag on it. It was there for a long time. I only used it when I really needed it. But one day, I was introduced to the pen. I was excited and quickly got in love with it. And then, I had forgotten about Penny, my pencil. And it came back to haunt me. I was just laying on my bed one night, just looking at the ceiling. It was normal. Nothing was wrong. When I closed my eyes, I felt just extreme pain everywhere. I rose up immediately in shock, and I realized that I was in a very red place. Then, I saw a pencil being torn apart, and its lead inside leaking out like blood. Just then, someone called my name. That is very strange indeed. I looked at that direction, and I saw a huge pencil rising above me. There was a name tag on the pencil. It was Penny. But that was not my pencil. Pencils do not have faces. That face Penny showed was indescribable. All I can say is that it is terrifying. Soon, I was lifted in the air by something, and flung towards some random direction. I ended up on a conveyor belt. I quickly tried to get off, but below the belt was nothing. Just emptiness. I looked in front, and there was a huge thing in my way. There were a few rubber curtains, like the one that you see your baggage go towards after checking in. I went through there. What I saw next shocked me. There was a huge wall, full of red stuff and some other crap. There were huge words on it. You abandoned me. You will pay. I saw my parents dangling on the wall, dead obviously. I screamed immediately, and quickly said that I was sorry and would never abandon Penny again. I heard another voice. It said, I will forgive you under one condition. You will never use a pen again in your life, or your closest ones will die. I promise that I will fulfill. Please just let me go, I yelled back. I immediately woke up again. With the memories still in my head, I somehow slept until the next morning. So, yes, now I have to use a pencil for life. Yes, people will laugh at me for using a pencil that I named Penny. But they will never know the horrors and consequences if you abandon it. It will haunt you. It will haunt you. Apologies for the interruption, my friends. I had to go and hide all my pens away. I'm sure you'll be using a pencil for the rest of the week. Now, on to our next story. This tale is entitled The Headless Man. I was just growing up in a small town, near a forest, with my pet duck. I know it's not normal, but I liked ducks, so it was okay for me. I was going for a walk, just bored like always, 'cause there was nothing to do in a small town, not much kids, so nothing really to do but play with my duck outside. He never flew off, he was a good pet. I'd have been not a friend any day, but as I was walking in the woods, it was getting darker, so I headed home, but then something was behind me. I know you can't just say there is, but I felt it breath on me. I turned around to punch whatever was there, and all there was the forest. I got worried, so I started walking faster. I starting to think, slender? Nah, prob not. So I kept walking, but then I heard a creepy laugh. Not a normal laugh, a deadly laugh, and it turned into a sob and then a cry. I turned around, 'cause I wanted to see what it was, and then what I saw shocked me. There was a man, like a normal man, so I thought, why is he crying? Then he walked over to me and said, "People fear me. Are you scared of me?" And trying to be nice, I said, "Of course not, sir." Then he said, "Want to see a trick?" And I really wanted to run, but I said, "Sure." So he reached for his head, and I thought, what's he doing? Then he pulled his head off, and I thought, what the hell? Then blood gushed everywhere. His headless body was covered in dark red blood, and then it fell to the ground. I ran as fast as I could. Once I got home, I couldn't stop thinking. Was the man, and then I thought, headless man? Ha! So I stayed in my room playing on my laptop, trying to calm down. Then I got music on Skype. It said, "Hello, Headless Man would like to add you as a friend." And I got worried. It wasn't the normal send a friend thing, but I accepted it. Really wanted to know what happens. Then I got a text. All it was a face. I remember it like this. A head that was ripped off. And bleeding, I held back screaming, and what came out was anger. I screamed at Hi, saying, "What kind of joke is this?" All he did was text. I got worried, then slammed my laptop, threw it across the room, smashing it. I did not care at all. I really didn't. All I wanted was it to be over. So I went to bed. I dreamed of him. He was there and grabbed me by the neck and said, "Wanna see magic?" Then he pulled my head off, and it gushed blood everywhere. He cut my stomach open, and guts fell right out, and I fell to the ground. I wake up and scream. That wasn't the last time I had the dream. Now every night I hug my duck and wish I never said I wasn't scared of the man. I got a new laptop. I always get texts from him saying, "Scared yet?" I would say yes, but he would just say, "Not good enough. All I want to do is pull my head off." Horrifying. This last one is an old classic tale, the precise origins of which are lost to time. However, I have obtained what I believe to be the earliest surviving rendition. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so basically it's like this. You are at a friend's house for like the night or whatever. And then, you guys are making out on the couch. Yeah. And then, like, her dad calls on the phone and says, "No, she likes it more if you use the other hand." Yeah. And you're all like, "Oh, dude, your dad is trying to give me advice on how to diddle you." And then she's like, "I don't have a dad." Or whatever. But what? Who was phone? I hope you enjoyed these horrifying tales of a creepy nature. I hope you won't lose too much sleep over these. Remember, always be careful. Keep an eye on your surroundings. And keep a light on. You never know what could be lurking in the dark.